Welcome back to Monthly Music, everybody. I'm Skillet's Hero,
Unstoppable.
and we are bringing back another month of monthly music to you guys. A little bit late this month, but hey, we're still delivering.
I did not deliver last month, so
That's true, dude. This is your redemption month. If those of you who've been keeping up with us and you watched, what was that, August, uh, you'll know that Unstoppable here kind of dropped the ball. We didn't have
no,
as
I
much
meant I didn't
music. It
deliver. I
was,
didn't upload.
oh, cool.
I
Well,
couldn't get it. I could because remember the
oh, the copyright
video
thing?
was like copyrighted to the point where the video wouldn't be seen at all. I couldn't get it
Yeah.
fixed, so this is
Then, well, you
you
guys
guys
didn't
missed
mention
August,
you
but
guys didn't miss much, if we're being honest.
you can go to his channel, check it out.
Did I post it? I don't even remember.
I'm pretty sure he posted it. I didn't have any songs in there, so he took over
It's
month
all me.
music and did
It was
it himself.
terrible. It was a terrible month of monthly
It was an
music.
awful month, and I hated it.
But hey, we're back and we're better than ever, baby.
I put so many songs on this month because
This
I
might be
had
our
to make
longest
sure
one. I think we're like 20 songs or something. Dude, we have a good playlist this month.
we actually have a playlist.
That's what makes it good. Sweet, dude. Well, do you want to let the fans at home know what's up today if they haven't seen before?
I don't remember how to do this. So usually we would make a playlist, put, at least 10 songs on it. We each pick five of our favorites, make a tier list, A through Z if you want it. Um, and then we come on here, discuss the songs. At the end, we rank them 1 through 10. Do you want to explain what is different this month?
Yeah, so the format's been weird lately just because when you screen share on Zoom and you're recording it, it cuts out the participants, videos, and you guys haven't really gotten to see how good looking we are this whole time because you've been staring at our tier list. And so the way we're shaking this up is we're not going to be doing tier lists for it. We're just going to be doing ranking the five. So slightly different just because you can't be sharing, spot number two with two songs. Like with a tier list, we could have two S tier, three S tier, two, stuff like that. So we're changing that up with the top five. And then we're just going to keep it the exact same for the finale, where we're just going to combine all 10 songs and rank those because it's how we've been doing it. And I like it that way. And I mean, no one's complained so far. So that's all that's different. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. You want me to start with my list?
Yeah, go for it.
Alrighty. Coming in at my number 5 song for the month of September, I got Pink Matter by Frank Ocean and Andre 3000.
Since you been gone, I've been having withdrawals. You was such a habit to call. I ain't myself at all, had to tell myself no. She better with some fella with a regular job. I didn't wanna get her involved. By then, Mr. Benjamin was sitting in awe. Hops until my car drove far. Falls too close, and I remember my memories no sharp. Butter knife, water life, anyway. I'm building y'all a clock stop. What am I anyway? She had the kind of body that would probably intimidate any of them that were unsouthern. Not me, cousin. If models are made for modeling, thick girls are made for cuddling. Switch worlds and we can huddle then. Who needs another friend? I need to hold your hand. You need no other man. We flee to other lands.
So this song I thought was gonna rank a lot higher on my five. Like when I heard it, I was like, this is definitely gonna be one of my five. I love this song. I think the melody, the story that Frank Ocean's telling, and then comparing all that with Andre 3000's verse, which I never realized I was a big Andre fan, but after hearing that verse, I was like, I love his wordplay, I love his flow, his rhythm, everything's just so enjoyable. So after hearing it, I was like, cool, it's gonna be like up there. Frank Ocean was up there for me last month. Been getting really into Frank Ocean lately. And then as we just added more and more songs, I was like, dang, this is kind of dropping for me. But it still makes that top five. Um, like I said, like I just love like what Frank is talking about. I mean, this is a conversation between him and someone else about the what's the value of your brain, what's the value of your mind, and he kind of compares it to women where he starts by saying, what's the purpose of our mind? Um is it just a container for thought, like all this stuff, this kind of deep thought? And this person he's talking to is like, well, what's the purpose of a woman? Is she just a container for a child, or is she more than that? Is she something to value? Is she something to love? Is she something to support and care for and all this stuff? And then Andre comes in and he talks about this love story he has with this woman. And so I think it's just a really good story. I think he's telling a really interesting, he's asking a really interesting philosophical question and comparing it in a really cool way by comparing the mind to a woman and stuff. And there's just a lot of metaphors going on in there. I just think it's a fun song all around. I know you're not a big Frank Ocean fan, so where was this kind of sitting with you on as you've listened to it?
I liked it, but I mainly liked it for the Andre 3000 part. I
That's what
wasn't
hooked me the first time, yeah.
I didn't really care for the Frank Ocean part of the song, but I think
Yeah.
Andre 3000 is is really good on that song.
Yeah.
Like his flow, his words, like
Yeah.
it was gorgeous.
But
I've
a
always
knife,
loved
what a
his
life
voice.
anyway. I'll be on you, our clock stop, what am I, Hemingway? Like, his oh my gosh, it's ridiculous, and so that's what hooked me, and then as I've listened to Frank Ocean's parts more, I've grown to enjoy that, but Andre will always be my favorite part on that song, and as you know, and as if you guys have seen before, when it comes to ranking a song, it typically loses some points if I'm liking what the feature's doing more than what, the main artist is. I think they're doing two separate things, so you can't really say one's doing better than the other. It just kind of comes down to what do you prefer? Do you prefer the singing or do you prefer the rapping? But yeah, Andre 3000 every time is going to get me on that song. Number four, coming in at number four, I got Speeding by 0610.
I said okay, I don't got no K. Scraping with the blade, filled with pain. Off the radar like I swerved in hydroplane. Ain't no face, been about the hustle, boy, that's every day. In the dark, I never come outside, I'm locked up in the cave. Head low in the bucket, no I'm blunt puffing. Plotting on destruction, cause I'm always up to something. Showing no love, cause I'm always left disgusted. Nobody is real, nah, nobody I'm trusting. Hot key, I'm depressed, everything a mess. They was surprised, yet the feelings never left. War with myself, it's a battle in my head, in my heart, made of stone. Really feel I need some.
So I don't know if you remember this song. This is one of those Instagram reel songs that we found, and I feel like it's a bit of a smaller artist, but it's a fun song. It's fast paced. It's a song that just doesn't let up, and it makes sense for a song called Speeding to be doing that because it's just constantly go, 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 go. It's getting your heart rate up. The wordplay's not too bad on it. Um, it's sitting at number four because it's not something where like anything on it is super like memorable for me. But it's a song where I can bump it in my car. Great bass, great lyrics. Again, like nothing sticking out. It's just a fun song. Do you remember this one at all?
Yeah, I just listened to it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a fun song. Like, I feel like it's one of those ones that we've talked about where it's good for any kind of car ride, late at night, middle
Yeah,
of
it
the day,
just makes
whatever.
you want
Like,
to
it makes you want to
speed.
just whip through, yeah, through
Yeah,
traffic.
just go into a school zone during school hours. Just hit 60.
And see, that's why it's number four for me. Is I've gotten arrested a few times because of this song.
I can see
It's
it. Yeah.
going 90 in a school zone, and thankfully I've gotten off on most of the times because I'm like, oh, this is a song I'm listening to, and I turn it up, and they're like, oh,
The
I'll
officer's like,
escort
right,
you,
that's
and
what
then
we
both
turn
of us
on
are.
to do our pursuits. So
But it's a good song. Nothing crazy going on there, I feel like. Coming in at number three, this one's kind of a sneaky find at the end of the month here. I got 17 by Joyner Lucas.
Made a flip and bought me 7 P's. Caught the whip and had a stun on haters, rest in peace. Glad I made it out the bricks, I thought I'd never leave. Never knew that getting richer made me enemies. Crazy how I look up to my idols, now they chever me. For relationships, I need a bitch to count some check with me. I don't need no hoe to blow my phone and keep on pressing me. If you never like me, I just hope you keep that energy. They never knew that one day all the shit I be.
I saw you put that on. I like Joyner.
I know you're a big Joyner fan. I'm a big Joyner fan. Did you listen to it?
Yeah.
Did you recognize the beat?
I did when I heard it, but now I can't remember at all what it even sounds like as a song.
It's the beat from Mac Miller's Donald Trump.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because when it started, I was expecting that song, and then
Yep.
Joyner Lucas started singing. I was like, oh, that's not what I thought this was. But yeah.
Yeah. So first off, that's one of my favorite beats of all time. Just energetic, just hits you hard, nonstop for the full 2-3 minutes that the beat goes. And then when you layer that with just a great lyricist like Mac Miller or a great lyricist like Joyner Lucas, it makes it even more fun, more fast paced. It's kind of like speeding, but I just like it a little bit more because I like what Joyner Lucas is doing more on it. The song is an ode to Mac Miller. I mean, at the beginning he says, rest in peace, Mac Miller. And throughout the song, he kind of references like his appreciation of Mac and just how much he enjoyed Mac's music. So I think that's cool. I think just as a tribute to Mac Miller, I think it was very well done. That's why it's getting so many more points for me at number 3 there. And of course, you can never go wrong with, Joyner Lucas. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think
I
I've heard a
love
Joyner
Joyner
Lucas song,
Lucas.
and yeah, so it's one I need to listen to more for sure. Like I said, I got it right at the end of the month, snuck it right in there for like the last pick. Um, but I mean, you can't go wrong with that beat. Just a beautiful
See,
beat.
you and I are different. If I get to a certain point in the month where I have so many songs on there, if I know there's an artist that's coming out with something new, or if a song starts and I'm like, oh, I don't want to hear this yet, I'll skip it and save it for later so I can add it to the next month. So I'm not breaking the rules by listening to it and being like,
Right.
I'm not going to put this on this month, but I'm like, I'm not going to listen to it this month because I need songs for next month.
Well, I enjoyed it when I heard it, and I know that you're a big Joyner Lucas fan, so I was like, well, I'll share it with him in case he wants it for this month. I know you have a lot of good songs on the playlist too. Um, but yeah, and then as I listened through the playlist again, I was like, I actually really like this song. I want to take it as one of my 5. So yeah, it's a good one, dude. I like it. I wanted to take the Hobson song on my playlist. I figured you snagged it, but Hobson versus Joyner Lucas, how are you comparing those two?
I think Hobson will always be higher up on for me just because I've been listening to Hobson not since his beginning, but like a
Upsets,
long,
yeah.
long time. Like
So it's like the nostalgia
7th
factor.
grade, 6th grade, listening to Hobson. Every time he drops something, I listen to it. I've never missed a new release since I first started listening to him in 6th grade. Like
Yeah.
Hobson will always be one of my tops, and I will always be looking out for new stuff and get so hyped when he drops. It could be mid at best. And I will love every second of it because I just love Hobson.
Yeah. I think it's the same for me. Hobson has that nostalgia factor for me where I've listened to him since like junior high. Joyner Lucas I didn't get into till like late high school, I feel like. So
Yeah, exactly.
so yeah, so Hobson's always gonna hold that. I don't know, I just like Hobson's emotion he brings to the mic. Joyner
Yeah.
isn't as aggressive. His wordplay and flow, I feel like, is almost better. But Hobson's just like pure just emotion on the mic is just unmatched. And I think
Yeah,
that
like he
gets
doesn't hold back at all. Like he's
yeah.
releasing whatever he needs to.
Yeah. So I think that's, Joyner does have a song with Eminem though.
It's true. Eminem talks about Hobson.
In a good way.
He's
I feel like I've never
a
heard an artist talk
neutral
about
way.
Hobson in a good way. I feel like everyone always beefs with him.
No, it's the one song where he starts rambling off all the people that he inspired to make music. He says something about I inspired the Logics, the Hobsons, the
That's right.
something.
I remember that one now, yeah. Anyways, so yeah, 17, Joyner Lucas. Great song, great tribute to Mac Miller. Rest in peace, Mac Miller. Coming in at number 2, I got DeCelebi Part 1 by Hozier.
At last, when all of the world is asleep, you're taking the blackness of air, the lakes of a darkness so deep that God at the start couldn't bear.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
So it's like
I haven't heard so much that you added to the playlist because it got so long that
Yeah, it got really
I'm
long.
never in the car for that long.
Right.
Plus, once I got to a certain point, like I said, I was like, no, I already have my songs. Like,
Yeah.
I know. And then, yeah, when I got on to pick my songs, I saw how many you had added. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really
No,
know.
yeah. That's fair. So this is the first track off his newest album that just came out. Um, there's a part one and a part two. Obviously, part two is the next song of the album. Um, part one I prefer a lot more. It's slower paced. It's more emotional. I feel like part two is more energetic and stuff, which is kind of an interesting dichotomy between the two, having a follow up and stuff. But part two to introduce the album is beautiful. Hozier's just singing some really haunting melodies, like Hozier does. I mean, it's one of his like classic kind of quieter, slower paced, just really showing off like his vocal range. But what really got me with this song was the kind of like last verse, the bridge, the outro, whatever you want to call it. He sings in Gaelic, and like the first time like I heard the song, I was like, "What is he saying right now?" And then like I pull up the lyrics on Spotify, and it was like like it does the Gaelic, and I
You
was
thought he
like,
was just going so fast you didn't understand it, right?
well, and then I was like, did Spotify like misspell the words? Like, what is happening? And then I looked it up on like Genius because I trust Genius way more than I trust Spotify.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was saying how I think I knew this, I just never like comprehended this, but Hozier's Irish, and so he sings in his native tongue to finish the song off. And so I just thought that was beautiful, especially
We
with the
try it right.
instruments. I can try singing it for you guys.
Bufuila Sorana Sorcha
Sounds like the Sims language.
Octaga Snow Snowich.
It sounds like
That
the
close.
Sims language. No, it's not close at all. You need to go listen to it, dude. So yeah, it's just a beautiful song. I think also what gets it some extra points to put it at number 2 for me is what it's doing on the album. This is the first album we're hearing from Hozier in like a long time, and he starts it with this song. And not only does he start it with such a haunting melody and just vocal, but he ends the song in Gaelic. And I just feel like that's just such a beautiful thing to do, where he's just like acknowledging where he comes from and stuff. Yeah, and so it's such a good song. I mean, it's one that I've listened to so many times. It's an album I've listened to a lot. I really enjoyed the album. I put a couple of the Hozier songs off that album on the playlist, but this one was definitely my favorite. And then finishing up at number 1. Do you want to take a guess at what my number 1 is?
I was trying to figure out what any of your list is. I don't think I picked a single one that you picked. I mean, I think I knew Pink Matter would be on there.
Yeah.
But after that, everything you've said, I wouldn't have thought you had on your top 5. So I have no idea.
You don't want to take a shot, dude. Come on.
There's so many on here where I'm like, yeah, that could be played at a Target, and there's others where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna say Marble, just because I like that one. I didn't know if you like obviously you added that one. I wasn't sure how much you actually liked it.
Here's my thing. Do you have Marble on there?
No.
I want to acknowledge Marble as an honorable mention because I really enjoy his ability. I think is it Norman Sum? Norman Sum?
Norman Song.
Sam.
I don't know.
I think he's a great rapper, especially a great lyricist, insane skill. But I don't know. Marble I just didn't like it as much, especially as Cavalier, his other one that I showed you the other day. I think part of it is like his voice at the beginning just always scares me because he just starts and he's like, "Every day, Marble," and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, I don't know. It's the Jennifer Coolidge effect on me, where I acknowledge their ability as an artist to make art, but their voice it jars me.
Okay. This feels like a Winston situation, but whatever.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
Not even. Not even. Anyways, that was not my number one song. My number one song was "Sneakers" by Knox.
But I don't really need to see what's under that t-shirt. I could, but I gotta fuck with me first. Girl, you know you're hotter than a fever. But I don't run around with sneakers. No, you don't even like me. You just want another pair of Nikes to kick it and to kiss under the bleachers. But I don't run around with sneakers. No, I don't run around with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You
I
said
don't
this
know
came
why
out
I'd
like a
say
couple
that.
years ago, but I just now discovered it. I don't know
Just
why.
1 year ago.
Was it a year ago? Okay, I just now discovered it. I don't know why. It just came across my feed. But dude, it is the perfect post-punk song. Like, oh, it's just such a beautiful song. If you guys don't even know like what I'm talking about, you need to go listen to it. I just love the chorus. Is just one that you just scream at the top of your lungs in your car every single time. It's yeah. I don't even know like how to describe how much I like this song. It's such a good song, dude. Did you like it?
Didn't. Yeah, I I liked it when it came out a year ago.
Yeah.
It was super played out and a big like Instagram Reels,
Oh, I'm sure.
TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Like it was one of those songs. I mean, it's catchy, but after a year of it being out and hearing it so many times,
Right.
it did get a little, annoying. I still like it, but out of the entire song list, I don't even know if it would be in my top 10 just because it
Dang,
was so
it
played
was
out.
so
I'm
played
just
out, yeah.
tired of hearing it.
That's
But I
fair,
do
dude.
like it. And as I listen more, I pick up more of like the story in it. I do like it. So it's a good song. Like I said, wouldn't be in my top 10 just because I have heard
Yeah.
it so many times.
And a lot of it's like the nostalgia factor too for me, just because it does remind me of that like post punk era and a lot of the music I was listening to. And so because it captures that feeling so well, it's just such a good song for me. So that's number one for me. But yeah, dude, there's my top five. I'm surprised I was able to trick you on like all five of them. I guess all four of them. You had Pink Matter.
Hey, you tricked me with how low Pink Matter was. I figured it'd be higher just because you like sucked off Frank Ocean last month. So I was expecting you to just have Pink Matter for all 5 slots.
I tried, but it wouldn't let me do it.
So yeah, you did. You got me.
Sweet, dude. Yeah, so that's my top five. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you keep an eye out for part 2, where Unstoppable is going to share his top 5, which are probably better than mine, as he likes to say.
Always.
And then after that, make sure you definitely stick around for part 3, where we're going to rank all 5 and see whose
All
songs, or rank all 10 and see whose songs come out in that top 5 better.
And that top 5 better?
Well, yeah, I like to we rank all 10, and then I like to say whoever has the most in the top 5 is technically the winner, because best song, okay, but if you have the best song and then your other 4 are 7, 8, 9, 10, it's you just picked a really one good song. But if you can get 4 in the top 5, then it's okay, yeah, you So, anyways, we'll catch you guys later.
What's under that t-shirt? I could, but I gotta fuck with me first. Girl, you know you're hotter than a fever.